Hollywood loves a comeback story, but not everyone gets one. Alcohol has taken down some of the biggest names in music, film, and sports. Careers cut short, lives wrecked, legends left with footnotes of addiction. This is part 3 of a brutal, unvarnished look at the cost of drinking in the public eye. Some of these names you know, some you don't, but all of them paid the same price. The names that fell. Steve Prefontaine, 1951 to 1975. He ran faster than anyone else, but he couldn't outrun a bad decision. Steve Prefontaine, the track and field icon, had a future that promised gold medals and world records. Instead, it ended on a road in Eugene, Oregon, at 24 years old. Alcohol was in his system the night he crashed his car. His talent never got the second half of its story. Grigori Rasputin, 1869 to 1916. He wasn't an actor or a musician, but his story is straight out of a horror film. Grigori Rasputin, the man who whispered in the ears of Russian royalty, was rarely seen sober. He drank to excess, ran wild, and made enemies who finally decided to get rid of him. When they tried, he survived poisoning, gunshots, and a beating before finally being drowned. Alcohol didn't kill him, but it fueled the chaos that got him murdered. Hank Snow, 1914 to 1999. A country music legend, Hank Snow sang about hardship, and he lived it. Alcohol stayed with him through his rise, his fame, and his decline. His body wore down, his health collapsed, and by the time he died at 85, years of drinking had left their mark. The sound of his voice still lingers, but the man behind it was gone long before his heart stopped. Peter O'Toole, 1932 to 2013. Everyone in Hollywood knew Peter O'Toole could act. They also knew he could drink. He made no secret of it. Whiskey was his constant co-star. His doctors warned him he was killing himself. They were right. His stomach collapsed under the damage, and by the time he died at 81, alcohol had stripped away years he should have had. Brian Jones, 1942 to 1969. The Rolling Stones built an empire, but Brian Jones never lived to see it. He was the one who put the band together, but by 27, he was already a wreck. Alcohol, drugs, exhaustion. His body couldn't keep up. One night, it all caught up to him. He was found at the bottom of his pool, too far gone to save. Ray Charles, 1930 to 2004. A genius who couldn't see the damage. His music changed the world, but Ray Charles was fighting something heavier than fame. Alcohol and heroin took turns ruining him. By the time he was 73, his liver had given up, and his body followed. The headlines praised his music, but the damage done by his addictions was buried in the fine print.